we can encourage our kids to ask these questions in two ways. First thing is to get them a solid foundation on what Christianity is all about. Because, this is true. Psychologists will tell you this, counselors will tell you this. Everyone's questions get answered eventually. Whether they get the right answers or not is another issue. But if there's an air of mystery, you begin to fill in the blanks yourself. So if there's an air of mystery about Christianity and you as a parent don't help to fill it in, or you come alongside your pastor or some spiritually advanced, more mature person, you're not going to get those questions answered for your kids, and they're going to get them from somewhere else. And so they're going to ask. Kids don't really need that much encouragement to ask questions. They sometimes need it to ask directly to somebody, but they will ask. And the person who will inform them is YouTube. I'll give you an example. I was speaking at a Christian camp, and a young man was there, and he's an atheist. And he comes to this camp every year because he loves the people. But his parents are devoted Christians, and they said, my son's coming to all your sessions. He doesn't come to the sessions, but he comes to yours because you're talking about apologetics. But he's still very much an atheist. Would you talk to him? I said, can you tell me his story? How did he become an atheist? He says, well, we're from a very, very military background, and he asked a bunch of questions. And I said, son, we don't do that around here. We don't ask questions. We just believe. That's the way you were raised, and that's the way you're going to be. And I said, candidly, can I just give you one statement? And I don't mean it to sound harsh, but it is. If you want to make your son into an atheist, you're doing a great job, because you're not letting him ask questions, and he's getting his answers from somewhere. This young man and I met, a very bright guy, and I said, where are you getting all this stuff from, all these objections? And I'm not even kidding you. He said, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, back when Jon Stewart was the host, YouTube, and Reddit. That's where he got it from. So I asked him, have you read a book? Have you read one response by a Christian who knows what he's talking about these things? No, never did. Didn't even occur to him. And I said, well, here's some resources you can look into. Here's some answers to your objections. We had an amazing conversation, and he was so uplifted because he felt he could ask a question. So number one, make sure your kids have a solid foundation so that they can have the confidence to go and ask someone who's wearing hijab, a headscarf covering in Islam, or a turban if there's a Sikh that he wants to get to know, or a Hindu who has an obviously Hindu markers, whether it's jewelry or other things, or someone who's got a pagan symbol, a Wiccan symbol, and they can ask the question. But how to ask the question is important. Ask the question to get information. Don't ask the question to box them in. So if you ask the question, first of all, people don't get offended by questions. They actually love doing it. If you're from the East, people from the East love talking about their faith or their cultural heritage. So if you were to ask an Islamic woman, why do you wear the headscarf? She won't be like, it's none of your business. She won't say that. She'd be delighted to tell you, we wear it as a sign of modesty, and here's the 5 reasons, and whatever it might be. A Sikh, if you ask them, why do you wear a turban? Well, we don't cut our hair, and the reason we don't cut our hair is the following 5 reasons, or whatever it might be. They like talking about it. So get them away from the idea that they're being accused of something. Questions asked with the right tone and with the right intent yield information. People love talking about themselves, and you'll get information. You'll get to know somebody. So use questions as an information gathering tool and a relationship building tool. And if you get your kids to do that, then they'll be comfortable asking, hey, I've seen this thing you got on your necklace. What does that mean? And then be quiet. Listen for the answer. And if you never say another word, the whole conversation, just park it for later and talk about it later. But if you see an opportunity, then take it by all means. Because they might ask you, well, I wear this for this reason. Why do you wear that cross? Oh, excellent question. And now you can share the faith. So I think it's get information, form a relationship. Don't do it don't engage in questions for zinger purposes. Do it for information and relationship building purposes, and you'll see God flow through the conversation in a way that would surprise you.